Okay, how's it everyone? So today we're going to be looking at a crosstab type question. So create a report to be presented to your manager. This must count the number of flights between each of the airports. Display the codes for the departure airports as row headings and codes for destination airports as column headings. So the thing about a crosstab is the way that you would really know that you're doing a crosstab in a question is when it has the description like this, where it mentions row headings and column headings. So it says create a report. So before we do anything, we're probably going to create a query. But just be careful with the crosstab, you're only going to put in the information that we need to use. So count the number of flights. So we need some type of field that can give us the total number of flights in the database. And then we need to insert the fields for our row headings and column headings. So in this case, departure airport and the destination airport are going to be inserted as well. So we need most of the time just 3 fields in our query for the crosstab. So we go to create at the top, query design, insert the fields. Now remember, this is a database which has duplicates, so the tables we don't use here we're probably going to have to remove. So as you saw, they say here departure airport and destination airport. So departure airport, arrival airport, we're going to insert. And then we're going to count, we need something to count the number of flights between each of the airports. So the most ideal field here that we can use to count the flights that are occurring is flight number, because it's the primary key here. And each flight is a flight number. So if we count the flight numbers, we'll be counting how many flights there are. So flight code, flight code, flight code. Flight code is the only table we're really using here. So we can just remove the other tables around it. So that's in our query. So we just need at least 3 fields, I think, for our crosstab. So now to create the crosstab, you go to create at the top, query wizard. While that loads, there we go. We're going to save it. Save it. It's the crosstab option. We say OK. So the question is, which table or query contains the fields you want for the crosstab query results? So you can see that the query we made here is the one that we need for our crosstab. So it's query 1. So it's not a table, it's a query. Click on query, click on query 1, because that's the name of the one that we were using now. Go next. What field do we want as our row headings? So they mentioned here, departure airport for our row heading. So departure airport, we take that across. That's our row heading. Headings. Next, our column headings, they specified as the destination airport. In other words, the arrival airport. Click on that. Should appear here. Go next. And what number do you want calculated for each column and row intersection? So it's got to do with the flight number. And as you saw, we wanted to count the number of flights between the airports. So just make sure it says count here. So it will be counting in this table. You can say yes for include row sums if they say so. But here they say do not include the total number of flights to and from each airport. So we most likely won't need any row sums in this case. So it won't add up the rows for you. So let's go next and finish. You can give it a name. So always, so it will be number of flights between each of the airports. Number of flights between each of the airports. We can go finish. And this is it. This is like a little table. And so it just shows between, so the departure airports, arrival airports, just how many flights there are between those. So between Dublin, Ireland and Amsterdam, there too. Alright, so that is basically how you do a crosstab. So place your name, center number, account number in the footer. Okay, so maybe let's just do this part. So once you've got a table like this, we can just straight away go to report. will make a report for us. Let's maybe change the orientation, so page setup. Let's make it landscape. The trick thing here is just to make sure everything fits in on your page, so you might have to move things up a little bit as best as you can. So like Atlanta is not taking as much space, or up as much space as what it was taking up there. It doesn't need that much space. Beijing we can make smaller. So we'll try to do a little bit of this, but ultimately we are going to leave, because this is just changing the sizes of the fields. It's not anything too drastic. So let's just straight away go to Home, View, Design View. Let's just put your names in the footer. So in the footer, so we need to put it in the page footer, because you want it to appear on every page. So just sometimes you might have to make a little bit of space. It's the capital A, small a is the label. And you can just place it down, so it's our name, center number, candidate number. So you go View, Layout View to see if it's working, and there it will be there. But just with the resizing of the field, so not specifically in this video, we won't really be looking at this, but all you're going to be doing is just trying your best to resize everything just so that everything fits between the dotted lines. Okay, but yeah, if you have any questions about how to resize this information, we can always talk about it. So that's it for this video. Just let me know if you need any help with this crosstab. And just about this little number here, just before we finish it off, so it's counting. So remember that we don't need to count. We can remove this if you want. As long as we don't have a row sum in our question, it is fine.